Hi, I'm Karl Konrad and welcome to Australian Immigration News, proudly brought to you by Australian Immigration Law Services right here in Sydney. Tonight we have a very busy edition to cover the biggest news of the year, the no income level requirement necessary for the 191 visa, and 7 major changes we know of due to take effect on the 1st of July, and should the Trade Recognition Australia still be allowed to do skill assessments for trade occupations. Just 2 days after we released our last video regarding the state of confusion that existed within the Immigration Department over the 191 visa requirements, a decision was finally publicly made, thanks to everybody who shook the department's tree to see what would fall out. This notice appeared on the 191 visa website on Tuesday afternoon, and thanks to those who wrote in the comment sections to let us know. This was soon followed up by the department newsletter release, which included the following statement. The Australian government is committed to a migration system to serve our national interests. This will help migrants already living and working in Australia who have the skills we need to thrive. We want to provide them clarity on the prospects for permanent residency. A great relief for sure, but should they be let off the hook so easily? For years they told everyone the minimum income was $53,900. In fact, from September 2019 on the same news page. How many people have suffered such anxiety to reach this level? How many people left their jobs in outer regional Australia and moved to inner regional centres to meet the figure they thought was necessary? Not only individuals have suffered here, but regional Australia as a whole has been the loser as well. We note there is no sign of an apology, remorse or regret in the department's statement. We want to provide them clarity on their prospects for permanent residency. How nice, but wasn't that their job from the beginning? However, there is still some future anxiety out there regarding possible income requirements, and as the newsletter indicates, there is no legislative instrument in place specifying a minimum income threshold for this visa. Yes, right now there's no instrument in place, but it also implies that there could be. They should just abolish the need for any income requirement ever, full stop. Now remember, the 494 visa holders use the original provisional stream of the 191 visa as well to gain their permanent residency. In reality, this is probably where the whole confusion set in from the beginning, using the same stream for permanent residency for the 2 different subclasses. Those of you on the 494 visa, yes, you too will not be tied to a minimum income level when it comes to lodge for permanent residency. However, remember, your employer was meant to pay you at least the TISMA amount to gain the nomination approval in the first place. However, if you lost your job and there was a period of time your income dropped because it took you time to find a new sponsor, then this new 0 income level requirement for the 191 visa is a great thing for you too. We will soon be focusing our attention on the 191 visa processing times to make sure it does not suffer the same fate as the 887 visa, and in the end take up years to be processed before people get their PR. Now here are the 6 major changes that we know of starting on the 1st of July. The 485 extension program will begin. For those who are not aware of this program, it gives extended periods to 485 visa holders who complete specific courses of study. There will soon be a list of approved courses to be released, and we expect that to happen soon. We know generally the type of occupations and courses already, which we spoke about in a previous news edition, but the specifics are still to come. If you missed that video, we'll leave a link to that at the end of this one. Originally, we thought that perhaps automatic extensions may take place as they did with the extensions of the 485 visa and the 489 visa during the pandemic period. This time, it will not happen the same way. Those who already hold their 485 visas will have to apply for the extensions after the 1st of July. The good news is that the 485 extension application will be free of charge. For those 485 visas granted after the 1st of July, the additional periods will be reflected in the grant letters. Stand by for next week's edition where hopefully we can bring you that list. We also post on our Facebook page these types of updates between the weekly videos, so you can follow that resource as well. The other important change on the 1st of July is also in relation to the Graduate 485 visa. The graduate stream of the 485 visa goes back to the way it used to be from the 1st of July. From the 1st of July, the graduate stream applicants will have to nominate an occupation from an occupation list, and they will also have to provide a positive skill assessment for the 485 visa purpose to support that application. The course or courses that you study must also be closely related to the occupation that you nominate. From the 1st of July, gone will be the days like now of finishing any kind of diploma or trade course and not having to nominate an occupation. We are sure vet education sector will feel a significant drop of students after this decision. Now the big question is, of course, will the department make an expanded occupation list so the vet sector students can benefit? Possibly, but remember the graduate stream requires a skill assessment, so whatever occupations are listed, there must be a skill assessment body approved to provide one. We feel that this will take quite a while for the department to arrange before a combined occupation list will be released, where the current short-term occupations can be used for the graduate stream. But let's see how it progresses. Next is the introduction of the restriction of work permission on student visas. Unfortunately, despite many stories of businesses and individuals needing this full-time work permission, the restriction will begin on the 1st of July to 48 hours per fortnight. The legislative instrument was released this week to enforce those changes. Only those working in the aged care sector are exempted. They will have their unlimited work rights extended until the end of this year. Of course, it does not matter what your occupation is in this sector to qualify. The instrument specifically refers to the aged care sector, as you can see here in the authorised explanatory statement. Now, as most people know, the TISMET will increase to $70,000 on the 1st of July. This increase will apply to all employer-sponsored visa nominations lodged after the 1st of July. Those nominations lodged before the 1st of July will be not affected by the rise. The next change is with regard to working holiday visas, Condition 8547, which governs a 6-month of one employer rule. It kicks in again on the 1st of July. There was a relaxation of this visa condition during the pandemic period. However, things are getting back to normal, as hence so does the visa condition, as the information on the department's website indicates. Any work carried out before the 1st of July 2023 will not be counted towards the 6-month limitation period. This means that from the 1st of July 2023 onward, working holiday makers may work for an employer for up to an additional 6 months, even if they have worked for the same employer before 1st of July 2023. So if you've already worked for 6 months with the same employer, this will not matter from the 1st of July. You'll get to work another 6 months more. And finally, the inevitable event that happens every 1st of July. Application fees are set to rise. For most of the popular GSM applications, there is a rise from $4,240 to $4,640, a $400 increase. Partner visas are set to increase to a whopping $8,850 from $8,058. Quite a jump indeed. And does this mean that partner applications will be processed faster? Unfortunately, probably not. The AAT review fee for migration decisions is set to rise to $3,374. No doubt the department will adjust its website on the 1st of July so you can check out all the increases for the various visas then. Tonight we have some very disturbing news regarding the Trade Skill Assessment process in Australia. The viability of Trades Recognition Australia, known as the TRA, to be in charge of the Trade Occupation Skill Assessment process is now being seriously brought into question. Those who complete Australian trade qualifications must use what is called the Job Ready Program Skill Assessment whilst they hold the Graduate 485 visa. As part of this program, applicants are assessed over a 12-month period whilst they are permitted to work full-time in Australia. This work experience must be completed during the full-time work permission because they must be working full-time in their trade occupation with an Australian employer. However, delays over 7 months even to be allowed to sign into the program are threatening the ability of international students who study trades in Australia to even gain their skill assessments. This could mean that all of their studies become worthless if they cannot complete the TRA assessment criteria in time. Tonight I'm talking with Manuel, a former international student who recently, in November 2022, completed his trade painting qualifications in Australia and is now on his 485 visa. Thanks, Manuel, for joining us tonight. I appreciate you reaching out to me and letting me know about the problems people are facing to participate in the Job Ready program. So tell us, how quickly after you obtained your graduate visa did you start the registration process with Trade Recognition Australia?
The first day that I got the postgraduate visa, I actually I actually registered in the Job Ready program in order to be eligible, and I actually applied the same day of my postgraduate visa got granted and then I just applied the 1st March, and now we are in June and still didn't get a reply.
So let's get this straight for our viewers. This stage 1 of applying for the Job Ready program is just to register your Australian qualification details and your passport. And these two basic details take 6 months and more before they get back to you. Is that right?
Those two details are actually taking right now up to 6 months.
Wow, that's an incredible amount of time for registering just two basic requirements, and the only way you can go to the next stage and register your employment details is to pass this initial registration. And you were telling me before how you called the TRA and to see how long this initial registration period would take, and they told you they're only up to November 2022 applicants?
Yes, in their phone call that I had with them that took me 2 hours to someone to reply, they actually mentioned that.
So that's about 7 months then currently. So what about all the work experience you've been doing all this time? Can this be counted?
That means their first reply is going to be granted to say, okay, right now you are eligible to the Job Ready program, and the experience is starting from that day that you're going to be able to start the step 2. And the thing is, like right now you can claim 3 months of prior employment, but if people are already waiting 6 months, that means the first 3 months that they might already start working for someone else. If it's 6 month waiting times and we are just able to claim 3 months, that means we already lose the first 3 months.
Well, that's a big loss to you for sure. And I know you've been concerned about your classmates and others out there who have not understood the urgency to first register their details with the TRA as soon as possible.
Pretty much the people that have been studying my same course, they are actually late already. I know people that already 6 months passing their postgraduate visa, and I just told them a month ago that they needed to be registered as soon as possible, and they pretty much already lost the first 6 months out of 24.
Yes, it's important to get the word about how long things are actually taking, for there is no warning of this delay on the TRA website, is there?
When you go in the online platform that each person is registered, is still showing 45 days. So they still didn't update even in the online portal that this news. So it's like kind of I'm just not understanding, like if it's taking, like if they're not even update from 45 days to 6 months in the online platform, like is how many people are working there? I'm just wondering. Like,
it seems that this skill assessment delay is the very worst thing that could be happening right now with all these skills shortages in the construction trades industry in Australia.
We have skilled migrants here. They don't need from outside. We are already here. It's just Trade Recognition Australia needs to just chop, mate.
Chop indeed. Maybe it's time for a few heads at the TRA to be chop. Thanks so much, Manuel, for joining us tonight, and we wish you all the best in getting your results as soon as possible.
No worries. I'm just looking forward for your video because, as I say again, it's not for me. I started my first day in the postgraduate visa. It's just for all the other fellas that they might experience a difficult time. So I would love to spread this information as much as we can.
That's very kind of you indeed. And thank you so much for contacting me again.
Thanks, Karl. All the best, yeah?
An important reminder to this story is that it has only been recently that international students who finish vocational trade courses can get a 2-year 485 visa. If this delay is occurring to those who only hold the usual 18-month graduate stream 485 visa, the consequences will be devastating to those trying to obtain trade skill assessments using the Job Ready program. It is expected that the graduate stream 485 visa will go back to the 18-month validity period in July this year. There have been so many great comments this week, and I appreciate all of your kind words and support. It would not be fair to just pick one to highlight, so we'll get back to the comment sections next week. There will be so many changes approaching fast, so the best place to stay up to date is right here at this channel. If you need assistance, we are here to help by booking an appointment to discuss your personal circumstances. And as always, take care out there, and I'll see you next time. So bye for now.